Hello, welcome to Reframing Mindset Podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, now welcome back to Reframe Mindset Podcast. My name is Constant Brooks. I know this episode gonna be my 10th week reaction. 10th week reaction. It was it was 10th week reaction, like about my 10th week experience being an employee. Because I made it this far. And what happened was this 10th week, there was a change. Like if so the thing about the few weeks is that as you progress, you like change the room that you were in. So we started out in a training room, and then when we reached 2 weeks and we passed the test, what we did was we went on the production floor, but we weren't actual workers. We were doing on the job training. We were doing on the job training, and what happened was over time we unlocked the ability to gain bonus. So we actually unlocked the ability to gain bonus if you actually were maintaining a requirement. But the thing about it is that because we start off, we were trainees. We weren't basically we were we were the best. We were the best. So when we reach a point that we could actually start making bonus, we were barely. What I realized was that I was actually getting paid certain bonus, but it was a little bit. It was like $1,500, but you can make a lot of there's a lot of extra you can make on your bonus. Like a lot extra. But the thing about it that we started off the month so bad that we were barely making any of the mark because how they measure it was like from month to date. So it's like from the first of the month until the date, the last day of the pay cycle of that pay cycle, and they take the average and basically say, okay, you're gonna get this bonus. But we start off the month so bad that when we started to get better, it was too much of a late recovery. But what this 10th week now is, if you listen to the 9th week when I was in the hot seat, the 10th week now I'm going in more understandable and more smart and more able to more able to communicate better, more able to solve the problem. So this week, what I'm actually doing now, I'm actually start meeting one or two of the important statistics and stuff to get the bonus and such like that. But not hitting them perfectly every day, but I'm getting better every day. I'm able to when certain calls comes, like able to do that quickly. My communication is getting a lot better, even though I'm still not the best. Certain calls come and the people's like, yo, I cannot understand that thing you're saying. Get me somebody else. So it's like those calls I have to try to beat my speak a little better, but some of them I'm actually what happened is the difference is that when I get those calls, they are less likely to stay because I'm explaining speaking more fluently. So I'm able to just say, okay, I change my speech a little bit and they start to understand more. Even though they're still saying, okay, they don't understand nothing that I'm saying, but they're more likely to stay because over the time period, over this 10 weeks, I learned how to actually, a term that they use in the company, positively position myself to make sure they are more likely to actually be, be acceptable to what I'm saying. So I'm getting better every time. And what happened now going into this 10, at the end of this 10 week, I'm meeting some of the important stats. Not perfectly, but I met them over by the end of the 2 week. By the end of the week, I was meeting like either one of them or both of them or one or the other. So going to the 11th week now, so this 10th week also is me learning how what works. I'm learning more of what works and what don't work. And what happened is that I'm still getting some scenarios that are foreign to me. But what's happening is that when I get the supervisor to show me how to actually handle these foreign tasks when they come again, I know exactly what to do, and because I know what to do, I'm actually able to do it faster. And one of the stats that you get paid for is how fast you basically handle these calls. So I'm learning how to do these things faster. That's one of the reasons why I'm able to make the stats more better. So that's the I said that 9 week being in the hot seat was very valuable for me to get into this 10th week more smarter and more wiser, and it reflects it a lot more in the calls. I'm still having some shortcoming. Like for example, this what happened is that over time they still mark car calls, so that they will take a random call and they mark it, and then they'll send it to me and tell us to like read through what they say. So I'm still having issues with, for example, something I call emotional response, where basically when people call in and tell you a problem, you have to emotionally respond to them. So that I'm still working on. But what happened is that what I'm trying to work on is to do it more consistently, because based on this and the criticism that I get is that they see ability of me doing it, but just that I'm not doing more consistently. So I just apply that more consistently, and then everything is gonna start click. So I'm going to this 11th week more confident, and more ah more what is the word? I'm more skilled, more proficient, more competent in the work going into this 11th week. So I'm pretty good about that. I think about it that and this so that when this episode is released, it'll be in February, but I'm working out in the end of January. But what happened if you remember what I said? The stats is from month to date because I'm working on this craft all 10th week. So the start of February, the stats will reset and we're starting back from scratch. So because I'm actually learning stats from now, I'm more likely to start reaching those statistics in February because I'm practicing and becoming more competent in the craft. I know that okay, if I do this, I'm able to make that stat. So that's how I'm basically unlocking the level to reach more um to reach hitting the bonus. And when I start hitting the bonus, boom, more pay. So that's the difference. So that's the difference between that's what happens. So with thanks to the ninth week, I was more better the 10th week. And then I'm going more into 11th week, more competent and have more opportunities of growing, but I'm still not in the production floor yet. We are basically I'm a full-time employee. I'm still in training now as we speak. Maybe that could change in the 11th week. I don't know, but so basically, what this 10th week is, I'm more competent thanks to the ninth week, and because I'm more competent, I'm going the 11th week more wiser and smarter, and more have more opportunity to actually meet that bonus that we actually unlock during the level of on the job trainings. So that's what I'm going to try to focus on actually doing now. Try to see if I can hit that mark so I can actually start unlock that level. So with that being said, that's basically for this episode. Thank you for listening and look forward for the next episode. Mhm. Oh yes, I forgot to mention. I don't even remember if I ever mentioned it before or not. But yes, because we made it to the 10th week, yeah, my shift changed from what 7 to well no from 8:30 to from 8:30 to 5:30 p.m. to 1 to 10 p.m. in the night. Yeah, and that's gonna be the shift for the next 3 months. So like wow. So and yeah, that was basically in the description in the thing. That was one of the negative things about why I never wanted to work there in that era as well, because it's so bro, it's so demand. It's like yo, working at that place, if you don't have the right mindset, it's like giving your freedom away, bro. Because what happens is that when they're signing up, they tell you that yo, you're going to work on weekends, you work on holidays, and your shift can be anything. And it's like you have to mentally prepare. That's how I say. That's why I always say that the 9 to 5 thing is it's really a trap. It's really a trap. You have to really think about how you're doing these things. Or you just forever stuck there. You're stuck. I think about the thing is that work is demanding. It's demanding. It's not, bro. It's like a ways, like a slight way from the plantation. It's funny. It's funny. With me and one of my coworkers, the person that came in and training, on the morning we're talking about this is the modern plantation, the way you're working. Cause like literally, that's how it is. So you have to really go in there to know that okay, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. One of the difference between this and a plantation is that we have freedom. We have freedom. Yeah, we have the freedom to walk away from the plantation. But that's the thing about the work. That's the thing about life in these days. No, there's no perfect scenario. You have to actually just put in the work and just push through all the frustration. Like now, people complain about what else, racism and stuff like that. The thing about it is that no matter who you are, there's always going to be some form of struggle. Like you have to just it's some struggle going to be worse than others. Like for example, racism is it's a lot worse than all the majority of the stuff we have in the modern days. But you know what? Racism is so bad. But in modern days, we are so caught up with some more petty things, petty first world problems. But but as I said, everybody is going through their own journey, and life isn't going to just say, "Oh, give you on a silver platter." You have to go through hell. You have to go through hell to reach heaven on earth. That's how it goes. You have to go through hell to reach heaven on earth. And this is the new thing. But the thing about it is that when I took this job, I was mentally prepared. So this, I can't tell how I'm going to like the night shift. But the thing about it is that I'm prepared for it. I'm prepared for it in the best way possible. I'm in the best position to take this night shift. So I'm just gonna put in the work and see what happens. And you guess you'll find out what what it turns out. Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks for listening, and look forward for the next episode. Mhm.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
Being an employee, give you some real great business practice. There's nothing like being in the field. There's nothing like being in the field because it gives you the real. It's like it's like paid education. Paid education. So for all these business, for the business owners that are being, business owners. That's it's for the This episode is for the entrepreneurs. That's all say. Oh, I want to give you. I want to start a business or whatnot. I guess being an employee, there's nothing, there's nothing better than there's no better experience than becoming an employee yourself. Like there's there's all the guts and glory of becoming a self start business and whatnot, and say, okay, yes, I started it myself and